Have something to feed on this morning. Ivan Kewarunyoro is in Nkumba University that is having their graduation ceremony, and this one is quite peculiar because it has two standout graduates. The first graduate is Right Honorable Robin Nabbanja, who's the Prime Minister of Uganda, and the second graduate outstanding is the Minister of Works and Transport, that is General Katumba Wamala. So let's go to Ivan Kewarunyoro, and he gives us more details about these graduates and what they've been studying. Good morning to you, Ivan.
Well, it is a very good morning, Priscilla, from where I am standing here at Nkumba University grounds, where of course we know the graduation day is today, and over 2,000 people are supposed to be getting their awards in different disciplines. But of course, just like you earlier said, the Premier, the Prime Minister of the country, Honorable Robin Nabbanja, will also today be given an award, and she has successfully completed, if I can, because the confirmation is she has successfully completed her master's degree in monitoring and evaluation. But not her alone, of course. You will also see some other people's tags now change. For example, General Katumba Wamala will now be called Dr. General Katumba Wamala. He's going to be given a honorary degree, doctorate, and so from today, when you are tagging General Katumba Wamala, doctor must be first. So that's so interesting. But the field, the ground is quite interesting. Not only that, I can also see the Director for Traffic, who is also going to receive an award that I just want to say hi to, and maybe just say one word or two to just tell us what it feels for him to also be given this other award that he is going to be receiving from Nkumba University. Good morning and welcome with Good Morning at 10 TV.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, what is feeling like to get this award today? You're getting?
It's a good, nice feeling.
Yes.
It feels good. And I encourage the rest out there to give it a try.
Yes.
Hard but pays at the end of the day.
Director of Traffic getting an award, don't you? What special are you looking at in this whole journey that you've also started with a new award?
Basically, I hope this will improve the way we offer services to the general public. It will improve our turnout, and we hope to do better.
Oh, okay. Congratulations, gentlemen. Good morning and welcome with Good Morning at 10 TV.
Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah. What does this discipline you are going to be awarded mean to you?
General, this one I feel it will improve our institution, and I feel I will generally have enough confidence. I will generally be able to present our institution and even present myself.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Well, it's still a fresh day. It's what I can tell you now. Many other people still arriving. If you can see the other side, my camera person shows you. It's a feeling of joy. Many people starting to arrive. We also want to say congratulations to them. And we're looking up to the big day. Of course, the Premier herself is not yet here, including also Dr. General Katumba Wamala now is also not yet here. But let me get the conversation back to the studios as we also join these people to congratulate whatever they've been through before they get this award. Good morning to you, Priscilla.
Thank you so much. I was hoping that he would be donned himself, in the full attire of graduation. But congratulations to each one of those students in the different disciplines that have been able to steer themselves and commit themselves to attaining a higher level of education. Now, bring it back to studio. In our Kickstarter this morning, we're going to be looking at the gender compliance assessment of Uganda's budget. Backbone of it is that gender equality and women's empowerment is goal number 5 of the Sustainable Development Goals. It has also been declared as integral in the achievement of other SDGs. Now, the growing interest in gender equality is due to its compliance to economic development. We are joined by Mr. James Mujisha, who's the Commissioner, Compliance and Enforcement with the Equals Opportunities Commission, and he's going to help us understand the commission itself and more so how it is going to be able to help Uganda, the government, to attain the sustainable development goal of gender equality. Good morning, Mr. Mujisha.
Good morning, Priscilla. How are you?
Very good. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
So we want to first understand the Equal Opportunities Commission and what's its mandate, what is it supposed to do, what's the legal framework around your work?
Thank you. Equal Opportunities Commission is a constitutional body
that was established by the Equal Opportunities Act number 2 of 2007. It was established to give effect to states' constitutional mandate to eliminate discrimination, inequalities against any individual on grounds of sex, age, race or color, ethnic origin or tribe, birth or religion, health status, social or economic standing, political opinion or disability, or any other reason created by history and tradition or custom to redress imbalance which exists against them. So the reason why Equal Opportunities Commission was to make sure that it bridges gap on those discrepancies that were brought about by the following categories that I mentioned. Yeah.
And so when it comes to the budgeting cycles that we have for us here with the government, what is the role of the Commission in that cycle?
Now the Equal Opportunities Commission and government, we work hand in hand, especially with the Ministry of Finance. The Public Finance Management Act gives Equal Opportunities Commission 3 provisions to make sure that they equalize opportunities for men, for women, for children, for persons with disability, and any other vulnerable person, to make sure that each and every Ugandan benefits from this budget. So the reason why Equal Opportunities Commission was formulated was to make sure that they eliminate discrimination, and you know discrimination starts with budget. So if you are not on the budget paper, it means that you are going to be left out. So the role of Equal Opportunities Commission is to make sure that it does inclusive development and growth for each and every Ugandan.
Okay, all right. So the Public Finance Management Act gives you powers to assess the government plans, to assess the budgets for the different MDAs before they are approved for appropriation, right?
Yes.
So let's have an assessment of last year's annual report. I believe that's the 9th annual report.
Yeah.
Before we got into that report, there was a lot of challenges for the Commission. I know that MDAs were delaying to give you access, you know, to their papers, the budget framework papers, and so that delayed the assessment happening for you on this other side. But what came out of the conclusive report?
Yeah, before I come to what came out of the report, you see each and every year there is a planning cycle, and that planning cycle, it's by law. The Public Finance Management Act fixed dates and deadlines. So if, for example, right now we are going to go into budget framework paper preparations, and the deadline of submission is 15th of November. So all programs, there are 20 programs, government programs, they must have submitted their budget framework papers to Equal Opportunities Commission for assessment. We've done some good training. We've given them capacity on how they can work. What happened last time, we were changing from sector-based planning, program-based planning. So most programs were not well versed with the new system, so that delayed the process. Also the system that they are using, the PBS, it's called program-based budgeting system. It was new to some of them, so it delayed the entire process. But all in all, they submitted. Yes, we are a little bit late, but we conducted the assessment. Okay. And this year we are calling upon all government programs to make sure that they submit in time. There is no excuse now, because we've done some capacity building to all programs. We have given them what is required. They have what we call specific program guidelines to develop budgets that are gender and equity sensitive. So Equal Opportunities Commission is calling upon all programs to submit on time to avoid what happened last time.
Okay, so of the 20 programs last year, which one was the best performing? Which one was the worst performing?
Yeah, the best performing program has been the Human Capital Development Program, because this is the program that looks into the issues of vulnerable people. It encompasses the Ministry of Health, Ministry of Education and Sports, and those are the social sectors program. And those ones carry a huge burden when it comes to vulnerable people. The vast population of Uganda that is vulnerable are into those programs. So they have done very, very well, but we haven't reached where I want to go. If I can give you the trend, the time Equal Opportunities Commission started this exercise, the government gender and equity compliance was at 40%, but as we talk right now, we are at 65%. That is national performance. So the human capital development did well, and the poorest I don't want to do name and shame.
It's an assessment.
It's an assessment.
Yeah, and it came from a background.
Yes.
Because, you know, we as Ugandans also need to know so that when we are interacting with some of these programs,
yes.
We know how we can stand up for ourselves if we are disabled. We know how we can stand up for ourselves if we have if we fall really in the gender compliancy.
Yeah. The poorest performing programs are science. Of course, science and technology, it's a new thing on the knob. They are not doing well, but they tried. They didn't perform extremely poorly, but they are the least performing program. And we expect them actually to perform much better this time because we gave too much emphasis to the science and technology program. So we expect them to improve this time around.
All right. So I know that you're currently working on compiling the 10th annual report in that regard.
Yes.
What is it themed under this time round?
Yeah, the 10th annual report is a statutory obligation. Now that one works alongside the budget program, because as Equal Opportunities Commission, we are supposed to make sure that we compile the state of equal opportunities in Uganda as well. So this is going to be our 10th annual report, and we are looking at themes of what is the involvement of persons with disabilities in Uganda. Are they participating? We are looking at a chapter of employment opportunities to all. We are also looking at political participation by gender. We want to see very many women coming up to participate in Ugandan politics. As we talk right now, we have 43 Ugandan women who are actually directly elected as member of parliament. And for us as Equal Opportunities Commission, that's an achievement. We are looking at women coming up to fight for the political space. Of course, majority of the women in parliament, they are there because of affirmative action that was put up. But we want them to come out to grow above that, so that you stand against me and you say, no, I have my values, I have my principles, and people are behind you and they support you. And you know, when you empower a woman, you are actually building a nation. That is why we are fighting to do this as Equal Opportunities Commission.
All right. So away from affirmative actions, what are some of those elements that are still non-compliant to, as far as the Commission is concerned? They are continuously not performing very well.
Yeah, it's a big challenge because as Equal Opportunities Commission, when we are conducting these assessments, there are very many gaps that we find out. And these ones go theme by theme or ministry by ministry. So when we go to our ministry, for example, our Ministry of Education, the children with disabilities, they are still facing very, very many challenges. They don't have assistive devices. Also, the structures that are built, they are still wanting. You find that they cannot access them easily. That is one big area that is being left out. And when you come to other sectors like like health, we still have challenges of maternal health. We are still losing mothers, and that's a very, very sensitive issue when it comes to gender and equity. We've also looked at hard stay and hard to live areas, especially islands and mountains. Most Ugandans are still suffering. Accessibility from islands to the mainland, there are few water bodies, ferries that can bring those people on islands to the mainland. So it's a big challenge.
Okay. So in all of this, we are asking, as Equal Opportunities Commission, how are you enabling the imbalance being addressed across the bar, and what are your recommendations as you are preparing for the 10th annual report?
Yeah, the recommendations are derived from our 9th annual report. Before even coming to the 10th report, we first go through those recommendations, and they are specific to each and every program, to each and every ministry, and we work hand in hand with those affected ministries and departments and agencies to make sure that those recommendations are addressed. So we have a full chapter talking about those recommendations for each and every entity. I do not want to preempt it because it's coming soon, 7th of November. We are going to launch that report. We are going to be at Sheraton. So we want all those entities, we have invited them. We want them to come, and we actually give them what we expect from them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Mr. Mugisha, in your closing remarks, how does this in turn benefit all of Ugandans in the different capacities and umbrellas that you did mention of equality?
Yeah, you see, we are saying there's a slogan of Sustainable Development Goals of leaving no one behind. As Equal Opportunities Commission, we want to make sure that the budget that we are going to implement this time, it should not leave anyone behind. All government programs that are available, we want to make sure that the vulnerable persons, these are the women, the youth, persons with disabilities, are included in the government programs and budgets. So it should be a budget inclusive of all categories of Ugandan so that no one is left behind.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Mugisha, who is the commissioner with the Equal Opportunities Commission, which is helping the Finance Ministry with ensuring that the budgeting cycle and the process is actually free and fair to all. It does encompass all as far as equality and equity is concerned. Now, we also do have Stephen Mbide, relatively the same matter, giving us an assessment of markets around Kampala. There's so many adjustments. The president has been opening up new markets left, right, and center. I want to find out what's the president's commitment to the market he's standing